because there is a lot of magic realism, and how people write about things in the transition from medieval time to the Renaissance. Well, I think that the material that I have has a great potential to become a fascinating Hollywood movie, because it has all the drama, all the ingredients, the fascination, the discovery. My name is Patricia Tovar. I am an associate professor in the anthropology department here at John Jay College. I teach Introduction to Anthropology, Applied Anthropology, and I am a professor in the ICJ program, Criminal Justice, and I teach Culture and Justice. My fieldwork has been in Eastern Europe, Western Europe, in Portugal, in Spain, and in all over Latin America. I have been to Brazil recently and to Colombia, which is is my place of birth, and my fieldwork has been related to conflict in Colombia, women and conflict, women and war, and but I have also looked at reproductive issues and women in science. I think it's very important to travel and to go to different places, because as an anthropologist, the fact that you go to another country gives you the outsider perspective, and you see things in a different way, because when you are an insider and you study your own culture, you take many things for granted, so it is very hard to keep a distance, and you see things in a different way when you go to different places, because it opens your mind and you see yourself under a different light, and you have a different sense of history too. First of all, as a Colombian, I can say that most people are touched by conflict in one way or another, in a personal way and in a collective way. So I have been looking at the way people have been suffering in Colombia for a long time. You think about your family, the people who live in your country, and conflict all over the world. So I think it's a very important issue that we have to study as anthropologists and as researchers, because we have to find solutions, and we have to find people and help them when they are suffering. A lot of people see science as a masculine and as having a male face, and so it is very important, and in my studies what I try to do is to make those women visible and to show what they are doing, and to see that there are actually more women working in science than we think. What I'm doing now is work with women in explorations and scientific explorations, and women who have traveled, and the participation of women in the creation of the modern world. So I'm looking at women in the 16th century and women who came with the Spanish explorers. I'm going to Spain during the summer to look at the archives. Many people ask me this question: were there women in the Spanish exploration? And I realized that many people don't know. They have this idea that it was a men-only adventure and enterprise, because they don't have an idea of what happened to women at the time. And there were very important women who led expeditions, women who travel alone and went to all these unexplored places. So they have been sort of erased from the record of history. So my job right now is to recover their experiences and go to the archives and write about them. So I'm planning to write this book about the history of the 16th century, starting in Spain, going to the Caribbean, then to northern South America, Mexico, and southern US. But many of the famous conquerors, Hernán Cortés or Pedrarias Dávila, they came with their wives. We also have the case of Isabel de Barreto. She came with Álvaro de Mendaña, and he was the first one to lead an expedition from Peru into the Philippines, and he died during the trip. So she was in charge of the expedition. So she took the expedition all the way to the Solomon Islands and back to Mexico. So the things that these women did were absolutely impressive, and I'm very surprised that nobody has taken a serious attention into the stories of these women. My plans right now are to continue reading about these women because there are all kinds of documents. Many of them have not been published, and that's what I'm going to do in Spain and in the archives, because they have a monumental number of letters that these women wrote, and other documents, the wills that they signed, their dowry documents, and many other information that has not been used in scholarly documents and books and publications. So that's what I would like to do, and I know that I will take several years doing that because the amount of material is great, and I'm sure I will be able to train some students here, and some of them have already expressed their interest in participating in this expedition.